everyone. Welcome to the Last American Vagabond YouTube channel. I'm going to be your host, Tim. I just want to take this time a little bit to note some data points I've been seeing when it comes to financial markets, especially when it comes to shorting the market and gold. As I've written about a lot in the past, I think that definitely a lot of data is showing that the U.S. financial market is highly rigged, is highly over-leveraged. It's kind of like a big bubble that can pop at any moment. So when it comes to hedging against that, gold, silver, Bitcoin, you can look at other assets like real estate. It's potentially somewhere to place your money to hedge against the belief that it is a big equity bubble. Now, one thing I've been noticing the last few days, well, over time, but especially the last few days, is that some of the big money players like George Soros, Stanley Druckenmiller, and Carl Icahn, and others, but these three specifically that I'm going to be talking about, are putting their money where their mouth is and starting to become very bullish on gold, as well as shorting the market, basically betting on it to fail. George Soros in particular has slashed his long equity holdings by over 25%. Basically meaning he's starting to get out of the stock market. 25% for someone, managing billions of dollars in assets is a big move. He also has doubled his S&P puts. So basically he's betting on the market to fail. It's basically like making a bet. Also, he acquired 1.7% of Barrick, which is a gold mining stock. So as you can see, someone as big as George Soros is putting his money where his mouth is and getting out of the stock market, betting on it to fail because of his short position, as well as going into gold mining stocks. And it's really interesting to note, and I know George Soros is kind of like, someone we're up against, and he's very corrupt, and you can read tons about him in the alternative media. But watching where the big money moves is very important because these guys have been in the game a long time. They know how these markets work. They run the markets to a certain extent as well. And they also have much better access to inside information. That's why they're able to be so successful, is they have much better information and they move before the rest of the market catches up and moves. And by that time it can be too late. The other one is Stanley Druckenmiller, and he made gold his largest position for the first time ever, with over 20% of his portfolio in gold. Now, this is, again, gold mining stock, which is a little bit different than gold physical, but it's still a gold-related asset. And this is a guy with over 30% lifetime returns. So this guy knows what he's doing. So paying attention to what he's doing can really help you in your own personal finance. The other one is Carl Icahn, another billionaire, who has over 150% net short position right now. And that's up from just 25% to start the year. That's a huge jump. Over 100, that's 125%. He has also even said in the past, or not too long ago, that there will be a day of reckoning when it comes to the U.S. stock market. Those are some pretty big words. And this is three guys here, billionaires, that are big money movers. So something really to pay attention to, especially if you have a family and you're wanting to preserve capital. You really need to pay attention to where the big money moves are going if you want to be ahead of the curve. A lot of times we watch The Big Short and we're like, that happened in 2008. That can't happen again. Hello, it's happening right now. So it's something, if you want to preserve your capital before there's another big crash, something really to pay attention to. And something I've written about a lot at the Last American Vagabond. The markets have been rigged for a while. Ever since 2008, they didn't really improve them. They've only really kicked the can down the road, blew the bubble up bigger. Really have just printed money since. And that's not real wealth. They didn't restructure the economy. They just pumped it with more fuel, but that's only can last so long. What we also have noted is that gold and silver markets, Deutsche Bank has admitted to rigging those markets. And if you've studied, financial markets, and I'm not an expert, but gold and silver have been money for thousands of years, while fiat currencies like the dollar and other currencies, well, all the currencies in existence, that aren't physical, they have died off. They have an average lifespan, I believe, of around 40 years. But gold and silver have stood the test of time. So when you're seeing the rigged markets and you're seeing the super debt-ridden and equity bubbles that we see today, gold, silver, maybe a real estate is somewhere where you can hedge against this. And that's why I think it's really important to see these big players hedging against it by putting their money in gold. Also, we know just the whole global economy is a big bubble. And also that the world is de-dollarizing. They're looking to get off of the dollar. And so if you have all your money in the stock market or in the bank or whatever, you have it all in U.S. dollars. And with the U.S. dollar becoming, while it's still, the most liquid currency, there is a move around the world of people, the demand of the dollar going down. So if you have all your money in dollars and different types of assets, you really need to start paying attention, because you're at real risk of losing the value of some of those dollars if you don't diversify your portfolio. Now, obviously, invest at your own risk, but I think these are notes to really pay attention to, because the day of reckoning is going to come. The U.S. dollar is not going to be the king forever. In fact, I think it's in the end stages now, where we could see a new world reserve currency or a more diversified currencies. So gold, silver, Bitcoin, land, real estate. There's other things too. Something to start looking at. So just wanted to note that. I'm gonna put all the links, all the sources, and all the links to some other articles where you can learn more about the economy, especially if you don't know, why there's a lot of people saying the dollar will collapse in time, or you don't understand the markets. These are good tools to bring you up to speed. And of course, expand upon my research, go farther with it, question it, but it's at least something to look at to open up your mind to some different possibilities. So once again, thanks. Good luck to everyone. If you connect with this video, please like and subscribe. We're going to have more videos coming your way. Thanks again.